Hello, MEA viewer. We're now with Dr. Ala Shukr. How are you tonight?
How are you?
Good. So tell us, what do you think about this event and about your membership, being a member at CAP?
I'm excited to be here, especially celebrating my dad's Lifetime Award achievement. It's a great day for my family, for the Chaldean community at large. We feel honored and blessed to be here.
And what do you think about CAP in general, like all the organization and your experience?
It's a great organization. It is a joy and a pleasure to be part of. It is an achievement for our community to have a group of physicians dedicated for the service and the care of Chaldeans and humanity at large.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shukr.
Thank you for having me.
We're now with Dr. Musab Gabbi. How are you tonight?
Very good. Thank you for coming.
Dr. Gabbi, you're a board member at CAP, so tell us about the organization in general and your experience.
It's a wonderful organization. It's designed for all health professionals and the medical field. We've been in existence about 18 years. This is the second annual Gala event where we're going to parade our accomplishments. We're going to show our community and the rest of the world who we are as Chaldeans and what we've done and what we are trying to do in terms of service to the community and to our fellow people here.
So tonight it's a scholarship and award gala.
Yes, it's a scholarship day and awards to achievers of lifetime achievers and achievers of on multiple levels in the medical field.
And the scholarships is for student for medical field?
Yeah, medical and health professionals. They don't have to go into medical school. It could be pharmacy, dental, nursing school, PA schools. As long as they excel and they're part of the community, they are qualifying.
And is there like a special committee to choose the students who qualify for the scholarship?
Yeah, we have I think 2 board members that are in charge of this, and they have criteria. They follow the criteria. They screen the applicants, and they follow a process to select the candidates and the winners for these scholarships.
Well, thank you so much for everything you do at CAP. We're so proud to have an organization of the Chaldean doctors and everyone at the health professional. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. We want to spread the word that this is an organization open for everybody. We want everybody to come and join us and be part of us, and we're part of the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gabbi. We're now with Dr. Sabri Shukr. Dr. Shukr, you're one of the awardees tonight. Congratulations. So tell us about how you feel about being awarded after years of working in this field.
Well, you feel proud, you feel happy, despite the age, you know, I'm getting old. I've been received too many awards in my life, some of them presidential, national, international, worldwide, but when you receive it from Chaldean name, I felt so much, very proud of it. Yes.
And what do you think about CAP as the organization for all the medical professionals?
Well, it is the first time to be in it, but it's very well organized, highly being done properly.
We're so proud to have an organization that have gathered all the Chaldean doctors in the community and all the people in this profession. So what do you think about this?
Yes, it is one of the best things when they have an umbrella to guide them, to lead them, and all of them, they can produce too many things more than being scattered. We are proud of it.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shukr.
Thank you. Many thanks.
And congratulations again.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're now with Dr. Rani from MEA. He's a board member at CAP. How are you tonight?
Good. How are you? Thank you.
Good. So tell us about CAP a little bit and your experience as a member.
Well, I'm so honored because this is my first year as a board member on CAP, It is so extraordinary to see people from our community doing great things. Being Chaldean and being a board member, seeing how many amazing professionals that represent our community, really some of the best professionals in the entire country. It is truly an honor. It is my first experience of being on the board, and I'm trying to get more involved. But if you look at how many extraordinary individuals are here, it really is, it makes you proud to be Chaldean. It really does.
And this gala is dedicated for scholarship and for awardees as well.
It is.
So is this the first year doing scholarship?
No, this organization, even though this is my first year on the board, has given scholarships in the past. But in terms of overall, the individuals that were selected for tonight, if you look at their qualifications, they did not only impact things here in Michigan. I mean, for example, Dr. that discovered the whole Flint water crisis, that impacted the entire country. She set the tone, doing something so extraordinary for so many people. And but no, this organization has done great. And I think that the key word is we want more people to join us. That's the key word that we want, is to understand that we want other professionals, because this isn't it. There's so many professionals that don't know about what we do. We want more ownership of that. So,
thank you so much, Dr. Famia.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
We're now with Mr. Fuad Manna. Mr. Manna, you've been here for years and years in the community, and you've done so many things for the community. So احكينا على تجربتك وشنو رأيك بهاي المنظمة مال كاب for doctors.
Well, هو وصلنا لأمريكا 1969 January 11. In 1970 I opened a printing shop and published a weekly magazine in Arabic. And after 6 years, I went to different business. Then I go back to journalism, للصحافة. فصدرنا جريدة الهدف. بعدين مجلة المنتدى دامت about 20 years. So I retired 2007. Yeah, so
شكرا على كل شيء سويته أكيد، وهاي أول مرة تجي هاي الايفنت، تحضر بهاي الايفنت مال دكتورز أول مرة.
يا الحق دكتور صبري يعني هو قد فخر كبير لكلتنا، للجالية ولكلتنا. بصورة خاصة عندي صداقة حميمة وياه، صداقة كبيرة جدا. من أشوفك أشوف أخ كبير ومعلم كبير وأستاذ كبير. فمن قال لي جبران ابني أنه اليوم أكو حفلة تكريمية للأربع أطباء من جملتهم الدكتور صبري، قلت له أشكرك جدا أن قلت لي. فجينا فجأة شفته فرحت كثيرا، لأن فترة طويلة من قعدت تاني وصار لي مشاكل صحية فما شايفه. فمن شفته هسه مثل واحد يشوف أخ كبير. نعم، فهو نعم الدكتور ونعم الكلداني اللي الكلدان مفروض أن يفتخرون بهيك ناس.
We're now with Mr. Jim Manna, West Bloomfield Trustee and Planning Commissioner. How are you tonight?
Great. How are you, Rita?
Good. So what do you think about this association of Doctor of CAP?
It's fantastic. I love all the work they do for the community, and especially the disadvantaged, the people, the refugees that they're helping. So they're doing many, many great things. And it's always something that's very, very proud of, especially all the pressure that doctors have today in healthcare with everything that's going on a national basis.
And what do you think about the awardees and what they provided for the community?
Oh my goodness. Dr. Shuker is known worldwide for all the journals that he's written in the American Journal of Medicine, all the stories that he's done throughout the world, all the people that he helped during the wars back home in the Middle East. So it's truly, truly a great honor for him and for the entire community for this to be bestowed on him. So, great man.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Manna.
Yeah.
And we're happy to see you here.
Thank you. I want to mention that, and the reason Wally was asking me to be on was we're one of the first townships in the whole country, actually, where every board and every commission now has a Chaldean American on it. We've hired several Chaldeans at West Bloomfield Township Hall since we've taken over, and I have to give all the credit to Steve Kaplan, our township supervisor, who's basically my boss, because when we took over, one of the goals was to hire more and more Middle Eastern people, and we've done that. So
thank you for everything you do for our township. Thank you.
Thank you, Rita. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Thanks.
We're now with Mr. Sam Kassab, CEO of Garden Angel Home Care. How are you tonight?
Very good, thank you. Thank you.
So what do you think about CAP in general as an association for doctors?
Actually, CAP is a great organization for many reasons. Number one, they bring all our community doctors that in Metro Detroit area together as an organization, and they support each other's, helping each other, and things that to bring a good PR and community between hospitals, doctor, network resources. Second, their work is toward charity of Iraq. That's the most important part that we have to take a look at it. In the last of years, since that ISIS was moving to Mosul and to Christian villages, they created vacancy in that area where people immigrated or run away for safety to the north of Iraq. And when they run to north of Iraq, there was people without home, without shelter, without food, without medicine. And the CAP is stepping in and create this support mission that many aspects of building the clinic, raising the money, and sending healthcare clinician, doctors, professional to support them. So they do did amazing work, and they continue doing it even after people return to their homes. There is still people need help and support, and the work they did actually affected the life of a lot of people in the last 2-3 years in the area where they become like refugees in the north of Iraq. And they will continue doing it until today and non-stop. And I'm proud of this organization. I love it. And everything they do, I'm supporting them.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kassab.
Thank you.
مشاهدينا, we're now at Shanondoah for the second annual award and scholarship gala for the American Chaldean Association for Medical Professionals. So stay tuned for this event.
Alrighty, so I want to welcome everybody to the second annual Chaldean American Association for Health Professionals Gala. My name is Joey from Ojo in the Morning, and one of my most proud moments was being born as a Chaldean. I don't remember that moment, but I also got to call somebody out here. I don't know who texted my mom a picture of me. They said that I was here. I had to lie, unfortunately, to my mom. I told her that it starts at 9 o'clock. You're probably like, why? I'm telling you, every single time I do a Chaldean event, especially when it's doctors, she tries and hooks me up with everybody. So it's like embarrassing. I'm serious. You know, that's like every dream is like, you gotta marry a doctor, lawyer, something like that. But I want to thank you guys all for being here. I actually got 2 older brothers. I got 3. One of them, he owns a hookah bar. And then the other 2, they're dentists. So this is a cool event for me to be at, always supporting. And I always look at the stereotype that people say of Chaldeans, and what do Chaldeans end up being? A dentist, a lawyer, or a doctor? That's a good stereotype, right? So give it up for yourself, everybody, real quick. We're going to get this event started by this beautiful lady to my right, your left, Nina Kazmicha, who is the president of the Chaldean American Association for Health Professionals. So give her a very warm welcome.
Hi everyone, I'd like to welcome you all tonight to the second annual CAP Scholarship and Award Gala. We're here to recognize and celebrate the achievements of those among us who have gone above and beyond in their field and have given back to the Chaldean community in a profound way. Tonight would not have been possible without the support of our sponsors, our members, and of course, the dedicated board members. The current vision for CAP is to incorporate the younger generation of health professionals into the CAP organization. Currently, there are aspiring healthcare professionals in schools throughout the country, and many already in their respective fields. So many that we have a student or resident in each discipline of medicine in each specialty. We have a short video that will introduce you to the history of CAP and the words of past presidents. So please direct your attention to the screens. I'd also like our current board members to stand. I would like to thank all of you for your time, dedication, and everything you do for this organization.
Alrighty, so we're fortunate enough to have the Wayne State University, of course. I mean, that's everybody's dream. That's medical school at Wayne State. So we're fortunate enough. There we go. Warm welcome for the Wayne State University Vice President of Health Affairs, David Hefner. Clap it up for David. And Mr. Hefner would like to give us some remarks on behalf of the Wayne State University. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for the kind welcome. In your program, you had Dr. Sobel listed, and you got an upgrade, so you end up with me. I'll work on my timing a little bit more. Dr. Sobel, unfortunately, I will at least let you know what happened. He ended up double booked, like many physicians do, and he had to give a speech in Germany, so he actually asked me to sub in for him, which I'm pleased to do. Let me just begin, though, by, first of all, thanking everybody for the noble profession that you're a part of. Anybody who aspires to and participates in the health professions, you're just doing great work. So please give yourself a round of applause for taking that on. Please. And then I was going to segment it a little bit, because all the health professions, which at Wayne State, I have not only the medical school, but the nursing school, and the pharmacy, and the health sciences. So we really are out to train anybody but dentists. So I tip my hat to the dentists in the room, but all the other health professions in one way or another do pass through Wayne State. And I'd like to actually test them. I'd like to test the theory of how many of you, either you are a graduate or participated in some way with Wayne State anywhere along the way, or somebody in your family participated with Wayne State in any event, education, training, or health professions, and or you want one of your kids to go to Wayne State. Just raise your hand so I can get a sense of. There you go. Okay, I'm sorry to all those that have Michigan, University of Michigan, or Michigan State affiliations, but Wayne State rocks, and we're doing great things, and you're a testament to that. I did want to just give you a sense, though, of what you're part of in a bigger family. And I do have flyers that I brought, but I didn't put out. But the health sciences and health affairs of Wayne State is actually very broad. So I want to give you a sense of this is now the medical school with nursing college, with health professions and health sciences and pharmacy. 3,800 students at any one time. 1,100 faculty, 60,000 alumni, almost $200 million in research every year, and then $12 million that gets awarded in scholarships and grants to the students that many of you were beneficiaries of. So I want you to know that we're active, we are your partners in that, and we appreciate what you have provided. And then lastly, I wanted to give a tip of the hat that it's 150 years this year for Wayne State, so you're part of a very proud tradition that has really put many of you along the way, and we look forward again to having your children and children's children and the next children's children's children for the next 150 years. So thank you very much for having us here. We look forward again to your future partnership. And have a good evening.
Give it up, David Hefner, one more time. Alrighty, so now we'd like to start with our first award of the evening. The recipient of the Rising Star Award is Rena Deza. Dr. Yvonne Marfo, Vice President of CAP, will now introduce Dr. Deza.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and on behalf of it's my pleasure to introduce Rising Star Award Dr. Rena Deza. You can? Okay, I'm good now? Good, thank you. I will first like to introduce, to let you know how I got introduced to Dr. Rena. This was like probably 20 years ago. She was still a young baby, very young baby. And at that time, I was probably the time I came to the country. And that time I used to listen to all those local media, Arabic stations, Chaldean Voice. And there was a woman that she is a very successful woman, that she is in the radio, and her name is MEA. And she used always to talk about her business. Her business is she named her business Rena, and then Rena Travel Agency. And then I knew that this is because this lady based her life around her daughter, Rena. And every time she's in the show, she will always start talking about her business and then her community activity. And every time she's doing any kind of community service outside. But she always, without all of a sudden she will jump and she will talk a little bit about her daughter, Rena. And then she started talking about how she's a young baby, and then she goes to school, and then how academically she was so achieving academically. She was a bit straight A student, and then she moved to middle school. She became a lead of her class. She's a lead in the tennis, and then she was able to get many of those scholarships in her college. I just felt like I went through me listening to her mom talking to this beautiful young, extraordinary girl that, oh, there's something behind this girl. And I was always watching this lady. I want to see how she can, who she will be and how she will be, what will be her future. So 5 years ago, I was in a community activity. As usual, I was doing kind of activity in the community, and there was a young lady running around, taking care of all those booths and helping others, and she has friends around her. And I went and introduced myself to her, and she started talking about how much she likes to help and how much she likes to inspire others to be here and to do such kind of activity. And then when we keep talking, I figured that this is Rena that I witnessed all her milestone, and I used to hear about her through her mom in the radio show. And then I asked her, what you doing now? She said, I'm a medical student. Oh, I said, well, I don't expect less than that. Are you still having time to do all this? She said, wow, that's the love that I have for my community to help. And I use all my day off, all the time that I have, so can I help my community, and I be here. And I inspire others to come and to help me, and I like to empower our future by being here. I felt like this lady, she's doing even beyond her age or beyond what she's in medicine or she's talking about medicine. There's something strange and something important or good about this lady. So I told her, are you planning to do this when you're going to be in the residency? She said, oh, I hope so. I pray to Lord that I will be always doing this. I start watching this lady, and since that day, I'm keeping my eyes on her. Dr. Rena Deza, she was able to finish her medical school from AUC School of Medicine. She completed family medicine residency through St. Joseph Mercy Health System. Dr. Deza has been dedicated volunteer for various mission and events. She has worked with Mercy. Mercy is like the medical emergency relief for a Christian in north of Iraq. By leading very successful fundraisers, she was able to raise over $250,000 to benefit the Mercy Clinic that has been established in northern Iraq. She assisted through Mercy by giving her medical opinion on urgency and severity of cases. 2 years ago, she joined the board of the Chaldean American Chamber of Commerce. This is what I can't expect a resident who can do all this. They are so busy. I don't know how many 60 to 80 hours they work a week, but she was committed to all those meetings and to those activities. Not only this, she established, while she is serving in the board, she established CWC, which is Chaldean Women Committee, and this committee is about inspiring women, Chaldean women, and to put more women in politics, education, employment, and for employment opportunities. In addition to all that, when she was a resident, she took a medical mission to Central America. And this was in 2016 to work at House of Hope and to save heaven for women and children who were victims of human trafficking. With a team of 30 people, she examined over 1,000 patients in a week. I just want to say something before. I want to say thank you, Amira. Thank you, Mom, to be able to raise such a star who is a gift for our community. I just asked Rina, I asked Dr. Rina about what is next, what is the near future. She said, oh, a lack of mission. I will try to do the best for my patients, and I will help other people. I will try to make every young one come and do something for the community. And I will establish an organization that we empower young generation for our empowered future. So I asked her, can you do more work for CAP? And she promised me, yes, she has to be more active for our organization, and hopefully very soon, Rina, you will be one of our board members, or probably the future president. I want to congratulate you, Dr. Rina Deza. You very well deserved for this awardee. And as we are giving you the awardee for Rising Star today, and I'm sure, and this will be not that long, in very near future, probably few years or whatever, you're going to have a live award achievement. So I want to congratulate you again. Thank you for being who you are. And now you're going to be probably watching a little bit about Dr. Rina and the video. Thank you so much.
Are the perfect example of a strong, independent woman that I always aspire to be. As some of you know, becoming a physician itself is a very long and demanding journey. There have been many difficult days and nights where I found myself very overwhelmed, wondering if I could achieve all my goals and dreams. I remember being a medical student abroad, and the electricity in my apartment would frequently cut out. I felt so frustrated during those times and discouraged being away from home. I always called my mom though, and she would reminisce her own days being a student back home. She reminded me of the privilege to study medicine, and she said, "Rati, just light a candle and get back to those books." Those moments always resonated with me and helped push me through the dark times. To me, a successful person is a well-rounded individual. Success is not only our professional excellence or our wealth, but also how driven you are to help people in need. My hope is to continue helping people not only through my profession, but also through mission work and community development. Most importantly though, my goal is to encourage young people of the community. I want them to stay engaged, and I want them to find their own way to give back. And there really are so many ways to give back. You don't need to be a physician, you don't need to be a powerful business person, you just have to have a passion and a want to give back. For example, I was raising money last year for the medical clinics in Iraq, and my hairdresser said, "I'd love to give some free haircuts. Would that work?" And she did that in lieu of donation to support our refugee clinics. It was amazing. And that was her unique way of contributing. I would like to end with these words. We should all try to be part of the greatest fellowship of all, the sorority of compassion and the fraternity of service. Because in order to move forward, you have to give back. So thank you so much, and I hope everyone enjoys the evening. I'm so thankful to be here.
We need one more photo. Mom, come on up here. Come on up here, Mom. I almost broke into tears. Give it up for Mom and Dr. Rena Deza. That whole time I felt so out of place. They're talking about her getting straight A's, and I was like, why am I here? I had C's and D's growing up. One more time, that was beautiful. Dr. Musib Gapi, the immediate past president of CAP, will be introducing Dr. Sabri Shukr, our Lifetime Achievement Award recipient.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to start, first of all, by thanking everybody for coming. What a beautiful event. I've debated whether I should tell the story for Dr. Shukr, and I think I'm going to say it. I don't think he knows the story. About a year and a half ago, I was studying for my recertification exam. After 20 years of being a doctor, every 10 years you have to recertify. There's always a sense of rebellion. Should I study? Should I just wing it and take the exam? So I'm in the library studying in the West Bloomfield Library, 9 o'clock in the morning, Saturday morning. A quiet person comes in, walks, and sits in the corner. It was Dr. Shukr. He doesn't know that, that I was watching him, and sat literally from 9 to 5. Maybe 1 or 2 breaks. And here I am every hour, asking myself, I can't keep doing this every year. He inspired me. He inspired me by just sitting there, doing his work, quietly, judiciously, and meticulously. That's Dr. Sabri Shukr. Brief bio about Dr. Shukr. He graduated from the University of Baghdad Dental School in 1960. He received his master's degree from Dundee Royal College and from the prestigious Dental Royal College of Surgeons. In the early 1970s, he returned to Iraq and was appointed as a surgeon in Basra, where he became known as the first official facial surgeon in Basra. In the 1980s, when Iraq and Iran were at war, the Army medical team had no one who dealt with facial trauma. Dr. Shukr, for 8 years, treated every person there with the facial trauma who suffered injuries at the war. During that time, he discovered numerous techniques to reconstruct the face. And he started publishing articles in English to let the whole world know all these techniques and art of medicine and science of medicine. In 1983, it was his first publication, and subsequent he's published more than 40 articles about facial trauma and surgery. The gift of healing with Dr. Shukr is embodied in everything he's done. We are very proud to give him the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Well, although I spend my life delivering lectures, speeches, probably for long years, today is completely different. I'm among my community, Chaldean. It is something I can't go through it. I'm going to Ladies and gentlemen, I am extremely honored and thankful to be receiving Chaldean American Association for Health Professionals Award. Thanks to Dr. Mus'ab Jafri and those who supported my nomination, and to the committee. I would like to start off by saying thank you to my wife, Dr. Najiba Dakti, who has helped me continue to live out my dreams throughout the past 52 years, without whom I would not be standing here. When I would first see Najiba at the residence hall, she would get her hair done at the salon. One day I asked my sister, which is over here, if she knows her. She said, the one with the very curly hair. I said, no, I think you are mistaken. I discovered later that my sister was right. After I realized she was the one, I asked my friends about her, and my friend laughed at me and said, would not be a good match. And I asked him why, and he said, well, she is so too smart for you. Throughout our marriage, I came to realize that he was absolutely correct. She was and is very smart. To my children and grandchildren, you give me joy and fulfill my life with happiness, even the naughty ones of them. But it is important to also give the credit for my achievements to the root of my success. That root is my loving mother. In Basra, my mother had a neighbor from Tel Kebir, which is where I was born and where my family is from. This lady bragged to my mother about all the gold and jewelry she had. And my mom, she did not have lots of jewelry. One day, my mom told the lady to come over and see all my mom's jewels. When the lady came over, my mother pointed to the wall of living room photographs of her children's graduations. Here are my jewelry. My mother was a homemaker, as she did not read or write, but she was the smartest person I have known. Because she taught us the value of education, respect, love, and to be selfless. Throughout the years that I worked in Iraq as the chief maxillofacial surgeon, I came across many critical surgeries due to war injuries. The Iraq-Iran war started 1980 to 1988, was one of the bloodiest wars known to man after World War II. It is estimated that Iraq, whose population was 20 million, lost 300,000 casualties. Throughout those fateful 8 years of war, I was chief of the maxillofacial surgery unit in Basra, the second largest city in Iraq, and the main theater for this war. At this period, Basra Hospital, under bombardment, started to receive around 2,000 casualties every day, day after day, for 2 years. That was foul battle. These days needs determined humanity and exceptional courage in discharging your duty as an angel of healing. At a time when angels of any kind were in short supply indeed. I was feverishly trying to process the only product of this war, the mutilated bodies of casualties, and the only weapons I had were scalpels, sutures, wires, and tired but nimble fingers. I lived gore, breathed the smell of a freshly burned flesh, and felt with my fingers the warmth of blood engulfing. I have been blessed to have the opportunity to write and publish 45 articles in leading world journals about my experiences and techniques and discoveries as a surgeon, photographer, data gatherer, and author without Google. However, medicine alone is just a science, but there is a higher power but trumps science, and that is our Lord, our God. If you want medicine to heal or cure an illness, you have to have faith. I will tell you a story to conclude my speech. I once had a patient who was 30 years old, and I found a large ulcerative mass in his mouth that tested positive twice for cancer. When I gave him the bad news, and he told him the odd chances of surviving the cancer, he told me that he is engaged and that he will tell his family the bad news and the break of the engagement with his fiancée. We scheduled him for surgery 3 weeks later. When he showed up for surgery, I could not find the cancer in his mouth. The cancer disappeared miraculously. I asked him what happened in the last 3 weeks. He told me that he spent the 3 weeks in the Miskenta church in Mosul. He was from Zahir. Praying all day and night. Everyone, including myself, I mean my staff in the room, which they saw the patient before, was shocked to see the cancer disappear. But this miracle made me realize that a higher power has his hands over us to heal us, cure us, and even give us the ability to accomplish our dreams. the way that I have accomplished my dreams. And thank you for listening.
We need a standing round of applause for that one. Come on. Thank you, Dr. Shukr. I think we need a family up here. Come on, come on, man. Dr. Anat. I did this to embarrass him. This is my uncle right here. True definition of Chaldean family. I'm asking myself why I didn't become a doctor. I spent so many hours at the library. I'm serious. You guys are laughing. I was in the background of those videos at West Bloomfield Library. I was in the back. I had a book in my hand. Saturday morning, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. But I had a Game Boy in front of the book. Nobody knew. Give it up for them one more time. Hey, wait, Dr. Shukr, stay here with your wife. Let me get a picture with you guys. I'm posting this on Instagram, relationship goals. All right, thank you. Give it up for them one more time. I got sweaty armpits. Can you Photoshop that? That was hot. At this moment, I'd like to welcome Dr. Neda Hanat Bachuri. I had them phonetically type that one out. Give it up for Dr. Neda Hanat Bachuri, who is a current board member of CAP, to come up to the stage to present the Leader in Medicine Award, which is posthumously awarded. Give it up for her.
Good evening. What an amazing award today, and we are really thankful for our community and everything they have done for us. I'm really honored to present this award for Dr. Paul Shikwana, who is a physician, did a lot of change in the world, and rose from a very small village in Al-Khosh more than 100 years ago and came to USA. Born in Al-Khosh on May 2nd, 1871, Dr. Shikwana left his homeland at 14 years of age with his brother, priest Oraha, to study at the Anglican Missionary School in MEA, Persia. He then studied pharmacy in England and returned to MEA for 4 more years to serve as a medical missionary. He excelled in his studies, and he was admitted to the reputable Royal Physician and Surgeon Medical School in London, England. As a physician specializing in infectious disease, he was appointed to the Royal Commission on Tuberculosis in England, where he worked to control the deadly spread of tuberculosis. Already highly accomplished, Dr. Shikwana accepted a position in 1904 to work for the Department of Pathology at George Washington University in Washington, D.C. He later moved to Iowa, where he was chosen to serve as a bacteriologist for the Iowa State Board of Health. Dr. Shikwana played an instrumental role in saving the lives of many people in Iowa during an outbreak of typhoid fever. On July 6, 1906, at a young age of 35 years, Dr. Shikwana's promising life and career was tragically cut short in a railway accident. the world lost a very intelligent, compassionate, and dedicated physician. Dr. Shikwana was ever faithful to his profession, responsibility, and community. In 2006, 100 years after his death, the mayor of Iowa recognized his accomplishment by giving him an award posthumously. I am honored to ask for the stage Maser Therese and Maser Beninia Shikwana, the great nieces of Dr. Paul Shikwana, to accept the award on behalf of him. And I'm proud to be one of Maser Beninia Shikwana's students at Yohanna al-Habib School, which is a very reputable school back home. Looks like Maser Therese is coming on behalf of Maser Beninia also. That's okay.
Thank you, and God bless you.
Round of applause for that one now. All right, I promise we're almost done. Just a little bit more silence. You guys are good on this side. It's this side over here, the talkers. Come on, a little bit of silence, please. Right now, I got to call up Dr. Nina Kazmicha, who will introduce our keynote speaker of the evening, Dr. Mona Hannah Atisha.
A first-generation Chaldean American and Detroit-raised pediatrician, Dr. Mona Hannah Atisha discovered and exposed the dangerous levels of lead in Flint, Michigan's drinking water after testing blood levels in its children. Mona announced her research findings to the national press and then took further action, including founding the Flint Child Health and Development Fund, which has raised millions of dollars to date. She is the director of the pediatrics residency at the Hurley Medical Center and an assistant professor at Michigan State University College of Human Medicine, where she leads Hurley Children's Hospital Public Health Initiative, an innovative program that provides the public health tools to advocate for Flint's children's healthy development. In 2016, Time magazine named Mona one of the 100 most influential people in the world. Dr. Hannah Atisha, we are really thankful to have you with us tonight.
We knew something was wrong with our water. It was brown, and it smelled weird and tasted gross. It was burning my skin and giving me and my family rashes. My family and my neighbors knew something was wrong, but the state didn't want to believe in science. They didn't want to listen to us. They said we were wrong.
This research is concerning. These results are concerning. And when our national guiding organizations tell us primary prevention is the most important thing, and that lead poisoning is potentially irreversible, then we have to say something.
Dr. Mona Hannah Atisha is a pediatrician whose work during the Flint water crisis has earned her many accolades.
And she was just recently named as one of Time magazine 2016 most influential people. And I mean not most influential here in Michigan, not most influential in the US, most influential globally.
is there any chance in what you saw in your research that it was just a pocket of the community? It wasn't that widespread, that this wasn't something that's being described as a pandemic?
No, the entire city was exposed. Every neighborhood had high water lead levels, and every neighborhood had children with high blood lead levels.
Dr. Mona exposed a big problem, but the authorities didn't want it to get any bigger.
So talk about what happened after you held your news conference.
Well, that evening we were attacked. So I was called an unfortunate researcher, that I was causing near hysteria, that I was splicing and dicing numbers, and that the state data was not consistent with my data.
EPA could have acted 7 months sooner. So they knew that there was lead in water in Flint, and they didn't alert the public, they didn't step in.
And so when you hear about lead, you don't sit on it, you get to work. That kind of started my crusade to see that lead in the water was getting into the bodies of our children.
In 2015, a study conducted by Virginia Tech of 271 Flint homes revealed that up to 90% of homes tested had over 9 times the amount of contamination than Detroit water.
And at times, it was not easy to raise my hand. I was scared, and I felt sick. But when you are fighting for your community, when you are fighting for the future of your children, you do not put your hand down.
The tide started to change, and it unfortunately took evidence that children had elevated blood levels for that to change.
Sometimes you almost need a tragedy to bring people together, and there's people who are working together that never used to work together, but they see a future for Flint.
Doctor and a human. I mean, she saw the need and she just did the right thing.
Thank God there are people like Dr. Mona and some of the people that have stepped forward.
By presenting this award to Leanne and Mona, we do hope to inspire others who discover injustices to have the courage to speak up as they did.
I think one of the defining features of our true heroes is their persistence in the pursuit of what is right. We need to recognize and celebrate our heroes. Because Dr. Mona, you're not going to convince me that you're not one of my heroes. I have claimed you. I am keeping you. I'm here to support you. And I am just so profoundly grateful that we have people in the world like you and that we have you.
Will inspire young people, especially the young women who may be here, who may be your daughters, to fight for justice, to embrace diversity, to embrace tolerance, to pursue higher education, and most importantly, to serve our community.
Absolutely humbling video. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Congratulations to all the incredible awardees who are here today. So I am your keynote speaker. I will be brief because I know you're all about to eat dinner and you have that lovely soup in front of you. But I am honored and privileged to be here with you. And I am so excited to see so many Chaldeans who are in the health field, who are in the medicine field, who have committed their lives and their careers for their communities. So thank you and congratulations to all of you. So as Chaldeans, we are in this country often not by our choice. Many of us, or our parents before us, or our grandparents before them, fled Iraq because of injustice, because of oppression, because of persecution. Our home country has been, as we profoundly heard, and continues to be ravaged by war. We as a community know firsthand the ugliness of discrimination and prejudice. As a people, we have been resilient. We are strong. We have been resilient in the face of dictatorship, of sanctions, of war, and we wish it on no others. Consequently, because of all that, we treasure the freedom and the responsibility that we have in this country, and the ability for us to be here and to stand up for justice. This has shaped us collectively and contributed to who we are as Chaldeans, and this undoubtedly has shaped me. And my story is not so different than all of your stories. I was a young girl when I came to this country when I was 4 years old. We came here in 1980 when the Iran-Iraq war was just starting. And my parents saw the brutality that was beginning with Saddam Hussein's regime. We fled here for freedom, for opportunity, for democracy. And at that time, at that very young age, I was embraced by Lady Liberty. I was embraced by this country. Not vilified, not imprisoned, not traumatized, not separated from my parents, like many of our immigrant children who are trying to come for that same dream today. And because of that, I grew up confident, and I grew up competent, and I grew up proud of the diversity that I brought to the table. And it is through that lens, that immigrant lens, that not only did I know that I was so lucky to be in this country, this land of freedom, opportunity, and democracy, but I also acutely understood what injustice could be. And I acutely understood what people in power could do to vulnerable populations. I will never forget when I was about 11 or 12 years old, and my father showed me a picture from back home, a picture of a young baby, a beautiful, fat baby girl wrapped in a pink blanket, who was laying dead on the street, covered by her father, who was also dead. And they were the victims of the chemical weapons attack in Halabja in northern Iraq, the largest chemical weapons attack to date, where another leader poisoned an entire city. 5,000 people died that day in that chemical weapons attack in Iraq. And I never forgot that image, and it was ingrained in my head, and I had nightmares for weeks. But it is with that perspective, because we were never shielded from the bad news that was happening back home. It was with that perspective and that incredible privilege that I pledged my career to service, to justice, especially with respect to equal justice and minority rights, where it be someone's color, creed, gender, or sexual orientation. And it is in that capacity that I found myself in the field of health, in Flint, and privileged to serve as a pediatrician. My path to medicine, and very much my immigrant story, is in my book. So on your tables, there's a couple of my book that was just released a few weeks ago. It's called What the Eyes Don't See. So there's a couple books, so you're gonna have to like arm wrestle on your table to decide who gets the book. So maybe it's like a wedding, whoever came first and gets the flower basket, or maybe like a shower and like whose birthday is the first, or whatever. You guys can decide who gets it, but you can, if you don't get it, it's on Amazon, it's at Costco, you can buy it everywhere else. Oprah actually put it on her summer reading list. It's on the New York Times best books of this week. So get a copy. You can also get it at the library. So so this book is not just about Flint. This book is about me growing up and about our culture and our shared culture. There's Arabic words in this book. There's Iraqi history in this book. There's a lot of different family stories in this book, and I think you guys will really, really enjoy this book. And it is in this book, All That Immigrant Story, because I wanted to be unapologetically proud of who I am. And that is why it is weaved into the story. With all the negative stereotypes today, with all the hate today, it is so important for people to see and to hear about strong, progressive, Middle Eastern women in health, in medicine, using science, facts, data, engaged and active in their communities, just like so many of you. That is how we are going to work to break down so many of these stereotypes that we have right now. So there's a lot of family stories in this book, as you can pick it up and weave through it. And I want to just briefly share two of those stories because it informs who we are and where we came from. One of the stories is actually about Dr. Paul Shakwana, who is a distant relative of mine. He's like a 12th cousin, no, a little less than that. He's a maybe 4th cousin, several times removed. So you just heard his incredible story. And can you believe there was Chaldeans in Iowa in 1904? Isn't that amazing? And let me give it up for Chaldeans in Iowa in 1904. So Dr. Shakwana was a hero, and I'm so glad that he received this award today. My father has spent years researching his history and bringing his career to light. His comings and goings were published in almost every paper in the Midwest. He helped fight almost every public health issue that was going on at that day. His work was published in JAMA. You guys are familiar with JAMA, all those in medicine? The Journal of the American Medical Association. And he critically, at that day, talked about the importance of hand washing. All right, those of you who work in hospitals, is hand washing still a problem? Yeah, there's like secret spies that make sure that we wash our hands every day. So you'll hear and read about Dr. Shakwana. You'll also learn about one of my great uncles. His name was Nuri Raphael. And I'm briefly going to tell you about Nuri. So in the 1930s, my great uncle Nuri left Baghdad and came to Boston to study at MIT. There was Chaldeans in Boston in the 1930s. Pretty amazing. Let's give it up for that. And when he came to Boston, he learned how to be an activist. And he did a little too much protesting, and he got kicked out of MIT. He lost his scholarship, and he had to go back to Iraq. But when he got back to Iraq, he continued that spirit of activism and founded several organizations that called for Iraq's independence from British rule. He went on to Palestine to fight for Palestine's independence from the British rule. And then he was so brave, he left Baghdad and he went to Spain to fight in the Spanish Civil War as part of the International Brigade. My great uncle went to fight Nazis and Franco and fascists in the 1930s. That is our Chaldean legacy. We are born and our ancestry comes from folks who are always trying to make the world a better place. And these folks, Paul Shakwana, my great uncle Nuri, they believed in a borderless cause. They didn't fight for a certain race, a certain religion, or even a certain country. Their fight was bigger than that. It was for all people, for all communities, no matter where they were privileged to end up serving. And that is what we all do every day. So as a pediatrician in Flint, you heard the story. I have an incredible privilege of taking care of our Flint children. It is what gets me up in the morning. It is my absolute inspiration. These kids are gorgeous, and they are brave, and they are bright, and they are resilient, and they are no different than my children. And just like you, I care for my patients as if they were no different than my family. And very much what happened in Flint is a story of crisis, it is a story of resistance, and it is a story of hope. It is the story of the most important, emblematic environmental and public health disaster of this young century. It is a story of what happens when the very people responsible for keeping us safe care more about money and power than they care about us or our children. For 18 months, the people of Flint were drinking contaminated water, and that would not have happened here. But there is another side of this story, and there is another side of Flint, and there's another lesson that needs to be learned, and that is absolutely one of the lessons in my book, and one of the reasons I am here. It is a story of how we all came together, how we came together as a team, as a community, how we fought back and how we resisted. As a health professional, I took an oath to protect my patients, just like that oath many of you took when you got into this field. And we were fighting for the future that lived inside our most vulnerable children. And finally, it was our science and our persistence and our disobedience that spoke truth to power. And since then, we have been on that path towards recovery. And that gets me to my favorite lesson. Besides this book and this story being kind of an action-packed telling of what happened in Flint, this story is so much more about one city. It is about all of us. It is about who we are and who we want to be. It is about the people and the places and the problems that we choose not to see in Flint and beyond. And this story is a rallying cry for all of us to open our eyes to these problems. We cannot blind ourselves to what's going on around us. But being awake with our eyes open is not enough. We must take action for what is right, to care and to provide for each other, especially the most vulnerable among us. And this story is a testament to the idea that individuals working together can make a difference. So as Martin Luther King, one of my heroes, said, whatever ship brought us here, we are all in the same boat. And we all came on many different ships, but we are all in the same boat together. And that means that you all have a role to play, no matter who you are, what you do, where you live, or how you ended up in this country. And that is essentially what it means to be Chaldean, and what it means to be in the health field. As Chaldeans, we value community. We heard that today. We value justice. We so value the freedom that we have here. We value peace because we have seen otherwise, and we value equality. And as minorities from a diverse society, we understand and we value diversity and tolerance. And just like our ancestors, like Nuri, like Paul Shakwana, we take care of each other and our communities, no matter where that community may be. We fight for justice when we see injustice. We value education and science, and we try to make the world a better place. I am blessed, and I am privileged to follow their path and continue this work. And I hope that my work in Flint and this book that you're going to arm wrestle for will inspire more Chaldeans and more young people to recognize that this is all our job. Our world, our community needs all of you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hannah Atisha. Can we please just have Bishop Kassab come up and pray with us for dinner, and then we'll move on to the scholarships. Can you all please stand?
I'm going to pray in Chaldean, the language of the Christ. Shemit Baba, Bruna, Kutcha Khala Amin, Baba Ndil Bishmaya, Faish Kutcha Shumbo, Atia Malkuza, Awa Izbona, Rabdil Bishmaya, Awa Hambara, Anla Lukhma, Sumkhana Idil, Short Party, نعم الضيافة دغدا مخني شغلا تعانا دمت عديلا ألا أما بنتم جرابة إلا مخالط من بيشة سبب دي وحيلة ملكوثة حيلة تشوح العالم عالمين. Now we go to play in Arabic. أبانا الذي في السماوات يتقدس اسمك يأتي ملكوتك لتكن مشيئتك كما في السماء كذلك على الأرض. أعطنا خبزنا كفافنا اليوم واغفر لنا خطايانا كما نحن أيضا نغفر لمن أخطأ إلينا ولا تدخلنا بالتجربة ولكن نجنا من الشرير آمين. المجد للآب والابن والروح القدس كما كان في البدء والآن وعلى الدوام وإلى دار الدارين آمين. ما صلينا بالإنجليزي لأن كل شيء صار بالإنجليزي بس الله تعالى يعرف كلدان يحسب كل شيء.
Thank you, Bishop. I'll be honest, that soup is so good I had to bring that up here with me. Hey, by the way, did everybody get Dr. Hana Atisha's book? I got an extra one. Someone want it? Who wants it? Come on, I got one extra one. You want it? All right. $20. Oh wait, Monser wants it. Half off, $10. No? All right, $20. Here you go. I'm joking. I will pay for it. Alrighty, so we'll move forward to the last but the most important part of our program for the night. We would like to present our scholarship recipients with their awards. And we're going to start off with the CAP scholarship.
What's this?
So I have the pleasure of introducing Bianca Marogi as the recipient of the CAP Scholarship Fund. Bianca will be attending the University of Findlay Master of Physician Assistance program in the fall. Upon graduating, she hopes to advance her goals in community involvement and service by working with other students to advance their goals, serving on the executive board of the Michigan's PA chapter, and being involved with CAP. Bianca Marogi, can you please come and accept your award?
How many fishes you got there? You guys got just.
Congratulations, Bianca. We'll move on to the Nadima Award, Nadima Achu Scholarship.
So let's everyone please keep Dr. Nadima Achu in your prayers. She got busy and had to leave tonight, so hopefully she's okay. But the recipient of the Nadima Achu Scholarship Fund is Anita Hukba. Anita will be attending the University of Detroit Mercy School of Dentistry in the fall. She hopes that as a dentist she'll be able to change her patients' lives and make a positive difference. Anita, can you please come and accept your award?
Congratulations, Anita. Yeah, give it up for you. After this, let's clap for them. There we go. Alrighty, up next, the recipient of the Herman Cato Scholarship is...
Catherine Shango. Catherine is a medical student at Wayne State University School of Medicine and is currently in her third year of medical school. As a future physician and one that speaks Chaldean, she hopes to be able to bridge communication barriers so that patients receive the highest quality of medical care. Catherine, please come up to accept your award.
Congratulations to Catherine Shango. This next one's a very special one to me. The recipient of the Imad Nakash Scholarship. Give it up for my brother, not really my brother, but Navin Abro. Navin will attend Michigan State's College of, how do you say that word, Navin? Osteopathic medicine in the fall. Upon receiving his medical degree, he aspires to attain a residency position within the field of orthopedic surgery and ultimately a fellowship in sports medicine. He always had a goal to be in the NFL, and he's making that goal happen someday because he's going to be with the Detroit Lions as a team physician. Come on up here, Navin. I got a story to share with you guys about Navin. He was at Michigan. I'm just kidding. So Navin also is the president of a nonprofit that I do with him called Motor City Movement. So give it up for this kid. Great kid right here.
Give me a fish over here. Here's another fish.
He was so nervous I was going to embarrass him. Osteopathic. You guys think I didn't know how to say that?
Which state were we at?
Alrighty, the next we're moving on to the recipient of the Saad Abu Scholarship. And the winner of that scholarship is...
So the scholarship goes to Razi Antu. Razi will be attending the Edward Via College of Osteopathic Medicine in the fall. He has a strong passion for teaching, and in the future he hopes to teach a course in his future discipline at a medical school. Razi Antu.
Congratulations to Razi. Our last scholarship of the evening is the Paul Shikwana Scholarship recipient, and this scholarship goes to...
This scholarship goes to Matthew Hanna. Matthew is a medical student at Wayne State University School of Medicine. He is currently in his 4th year of medical school. Matthew hopes to match into anesthesia residency. He hopes to become a compassionate doctor and an ally that every patient wants and deserves. Matthew. Sister Therese, would you like to come present Matthew with his award?
She's working hard today. I'll give you that book for free.
So now we'd like to ask Clint Kesto to come up here. He has some awards for our recipients. Clint?
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for putting this on together. To all those at camps, the board members, thanks for putting on a great event like today. I'm part of, as an attorney, I'm part of the Chaldean American Bar Association, and I gotta tell you, you guys were there a couple of weeks ago, this party's a lot better than that. So where's some of my lawyers? We gotta kick up our game. I know I see you guys there. But to Dr. Deza and to Dr. Shuker, you see, even though there are generational differences, you see the same commitment to community, the same commitment. And I think that the organization CAMPS is going to have that transcend not just to those that are here in this room, but to every other health professional, Chaldean and non-Chaldean alike, as an example for everyone in the community and the youth. And I was talking to Dr. Ala Shuker, and he said, about his father. I said, oh, I wonder, I was looking at it and I wondered what the relationship was. He says, well, that's my dad. That's the good apple, I'm the bad apple. But Dr. Ala, you were wrong on both counts. You are a good apple too, and your father, Dr. Shukr, you are a great apple and a great mentor and a great leader for our community. To all the scholarship winners and to the awardees, I want you to know that I came here on behalf of the state of Michigan to let you know that you are not falling on deaf ears and blind eyes when it comes to the state. The leaders of the state of Michigan, myself and my colleagues, the Governor Rick Snyder, Lieutenant Governor Brian Calley, they're watching our community, they're watching the growth, and we are honored and pleased to give you some tributes to Dr. Deza, Dr. Shukr, and to all of the recipients of these scholarships. We look forward to seeing all of the great things you will do for the community. So on behalf of the state of Michigan, I have some tributes here for you. Congratulations and God bless.
Can we have all the scholarship winners come up, and Dr. Shukr and Dr. Rina Deza, please?
Thank you very much.
We're now with Mr. David Hefner. He's the Vice President of the Health Affairs of Wayne State University. How are you tonight?
Oh, having the time of my life.
So what do you think of this event?
Oh, it's great to be here, and as you know, we're honoring all the health professionals, Chaldean descent, and listen, couldn't be prouder of both the people here and their participation with Wayne State.
So I know there's so many association at Wayne State for the Chaldean students, the Arab students, and they are doing a good job, and there's so many students. So what do you think about our community growing, and what do you think of CAP as an association that doing all the activities for the community?
Well, I think anytime an association actually comes together to support the community, you're going to get much better, I think, both returns and greater participation. I think that's true with the Chaldean Health Professions Association. And I think the students that have come through have certainly demonstrated themselves, the award winners tonight, as well as somebody like Mona, who's obviously found herself in difficult circumstances but rose to the occasion. I think it just really demonstrates who you are for the world and not only for Michigan and Detroit.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hefner. Thank you.
No, thank you.
I just need